we'll start with Titus because it was chapter 28. Did anyone see that coming that he was a red? Because that was just like, no one saw that coming. Yeah, no. Titus had like this sort of sensibility of a gold. Like, I am better than everyone. I will sneer at everyone. So the fact that it's like, and I think at the end of the book, Darrow even says that, I hope that the Archgovernor sees my rage as excitement. And that's exactly what Titus did. He was sneering at everyone, but you just thought that this was this gold attribute of being better than everyone and, everyone else is beneath you, and that's why he's sneering. But really, it was disguised rage. He's looking around going, I hate everyone here. Everyone's a gold, and if you're a gold, I immediately hate you, and I will do whatever I can to take you down. So, if you cannot differentiate between a raged red and a buffhead gold... If you literally remove the color of a label, like make them just big and bulky and put money into it, you can't tell the difference. There's something going on there. What was really interesting with the Titus reveal, in hindsight, do you think that Darrow could have used Titus as an ally? Because they had the same goal.
I think he was going to change his mind at all. He was the wildfire that they kept talking would just burn out real quick. He was ready to go.
Yeah, everyone's saying that.
Maybe if he had gotten known ahead of time, like before Titus and him kind of went to war, like before Titus turned, and they might have been able to work something out. But I think
just
once
gave him the fire.
there was a divide, once there was a divide between their whole group, there was no way that they were going to get together.
When you're saying about give him the fire, it's like, but Titus hasn't given him any reason to trust him at all, or at the very least that he could work together with him. It's like, I know he doesn't have to like each other, but it's like you still have to work together as a team, and it's like you have given him nothing at all to prove that, especially like you've gotten all the bullies on your side. You've clearly done very questionable things. You've done everything to make everybody hate you. It's like there's nothing that redeemable about him.
And how interesting though that when Titus was gone, Darrow became the next Titus. He basically filled his place. But I think it's also really interesting that they have recording devices on them at all times. I was also like, good thing you didn't say anything. Good thing you didn't out him. Good thing you weren't like, brother, are you also a red? Me too. Holy shit. Game over. So he kind of saw the liability and took care of it. And it's interesting that the only lesson that he learned from that was that he should have killed him and not Cassius, because by Cassius killing him thinking that Titus took out Julian, Cassius's brother, this was just revenge. This was just a vengeance move instead of it being a tactile move. But I was like, dude, that's the least of your problems, having Cassius kill him, I thought. Personally.
So I just wanted to quickly disagree with people saying people saying Titus couldn't be redeemed at all. Like, I think it's supposed to show the growth of Darrow in that, because early he kills Titus because of his actions, and he thinks that he can't do anything with him. He's gonna just, like I said, be a wildfire, be a brute, and just be animal.
But then tactics.
But in tactics, exactly. When tactics comes in, like I said, get tactical. Like he shows that like he can't use people, even if some of them are maybe still be bad people. Maybe Titus is still a horrible person, but at least he can use them to fulfill his goal. So I think Titus could have been, he could have something more useful than killing him. That was definitely a mistake, and that it was proven to be a bad move essentially when he became him. So
and it actually added to the Proctor's argument, going, you just killed someone who would have made a great leader on a vessel, on one of our fighter ships. He would have been a great commander because he just barks orders and he's violent and he's huge. The two Titans were Titus and Pax. But gone.
Yeah.
Both gone. Gosh, a lot of people, like, you can't have favorites, can you, in these sorts of books? You're like, who else? Leah? Okay. How dare you? And then you just like racking up all the names. Blummel says, Pax, tell them on us. That got me. Pax is just so sweet. When they first had like a bit of a fallout, you're like, oh no, Pax is like brutal. Pax is no good. Pax is just like Titus. Like everyone's got their own Titus, I suppose. Kiers just wrote asshole. Said, no, that's not true. He said, I pulled his name out of a hat. Someone had to die. That's a gory damn lie. That's bullshit. Nuh-uh. Pulled his name out of a hat. Someone had to. That was personal. Not prime. Not prime at all, Blummel, is it? Not prime, my Goodman. I haven't been talking to Pierce like that though. The lingo, especially if you hear it, it gets in your head a little bit. KP Dubs, I understand the need for a rebellion to is this just a bunch of puns? No, to maintain cells so no one can give up under torture. But one would think two Reds working together might have had better odds. Looking at you, Aries. Oh, okay.
Going back just half a step, when he kills Titus, he had heard Titus say "bloody damn."
Yes.
So now he's got to wonder. He slipped in front of me, not knowing I'm a Red. Well, if I let him live, is he going to slip again? If the Golds find out there's a Red in here, it's going to increase their guard, and they might start looking deeper. Yeah. And that could jeopardize Darrow. So I think
a loose thread. He had to
do it, even though he was a Red and he felt terrible about it. But yeah, I go back to the Sons of Ares. Hey, why don't you guys just say, you know what, you're not the only one going in.
Team up.
Maybe give
stronger.
Maybe give them some sort of silly code word that they can say in a conversation. No one else will get it, but another Red would. They could have somehow teamed up. But no, the Sons of Ares are just like, no, go in there, have fun. You're the only one. 97 people have failed before you. So.
Strength in numbers, for sure. Instead of, they became enemies when they were literally fighting on the same team. Aaron, you're saying Pax probably should have died, but maybe later in the books. He should have lived through this one thing at least. I know, he earned that. Now, Leah, the whole Leah situation, the Leah betrayal. Do you think Leah had a choice? Or do you think Antonia and Pollux and, it starts with V, Vixus, basically threatened her? Because she came in, the whole ruse was, Roke has fallen in a ditch. Please come immediately. Come right now. What do you think that was about? Because that kind of struck me as a bit weird that Leah would do that when just like literally the chapter before Roke was like, I'm gonna make a move. I really like her. And he was like kind of brought back down to like, you know what, we're doing this battle royale, but at the same time, like we're also 16 and we get crushes on people. So why would Leah immediately betray? Thoughts?
I thought she was being threatened into doing it. Like they were like, well, we're gonna kill you if you don't do it. And then they're like, well, now we'll just kill you if he doesn't come out again.
So she was just a pawn.
That's what I always thought.
That sucks.
Or they probably said like, hey, we got Rogue tied up somewhere in a ditch. If you don't help us, he's dead.
So this is the thing about a lot of issues, like superheroes. They're like, no, if I have enemies, if anyone finds out I love someone, they are a target. And so when Leah and Roke had feelings, I guess it was turned against them. Did they use Roke against her? Yeah, that's what it's feeling like. She was being threatened too.
Yeah, I think so, especially because like Roke was such a likable character that like even Darrow gets tricked twice in a row. Like they're like, hey, and Roke's somewhere in a ditch, go to find him. So he immediately runs out, gets betrayed like literally twice in a row because he wants to go save him immediately because everyone loves this guy apparently.
I would trade Pax for Rogue.